So Yoga Nidra, for those of you who are newer to the practice, is a journey through the layers of your being, which are called koshas. So our entire existence is kind of embodied within these 5 layers of being. And so the most external layer is the one that we can see. It's called the food body, um, or just the body mind. And so it's everything we can touch, everything we can see. Um, and so we will do exercises to help really relax the body, really get this external shell that we're in really, really comfortable and really passive. So again, that it does not become a huge distraction to our minds. And then the next layer beneath that that we'll work with is called the energy body. And this is where, on some levels, it's like the nervous system. So if you have like a high energetic state right now, like a sympathetic nervous system, also sometimes called fight or flight, and there's a few more other qualifications to that. We help to bring that down. And so we'll work with the breath to really help affect the energy body. Once we are through there, the third layer, the middle layer, is your waking, thinking, doing mind. It's what is classically called ego. While the ego sometimes pulls us through the world by its own desires, it's not a great place to be driven from, ultimately. And so we want to help pacify this. And so, like the spinning thoughts in your minds, the distractions that you might sense or feel or think, we want to get those to really calm down. And then our goal for Yoga Nidra is actually to help settle into this fourth layer of being, or this fourth kosha, which is called the wisdom body or the wisdom mind. And so this is like your passive observer. The analogy I like to use is that if you think about who you were at like 8 years old, you kind of feel like the same person you were then, right? It's that part of you that had the same kind of watchful consciousness, regardless of what level of education you might have been at, or what experiences you had, or what level of development you might have been at. And so it can look at everything with compassion, objectivity, calmness, groundedness, and innate curiosity. Um, yeah, that's where we're going to try to get to. And just to cap off the bodies or the layers of being, the last one, which you might get to a little bit, you might touch into it, is the joy body or the joy mind, the bliss state as it is. And it's where we start to kind of really just not even worry about the external. We're kind of so sedated, everything's so in balance that we can just be in pure joy. And so you might get a little bit of that. Again, we kind of wave in and out of these, and they kind of exist at the same time sometimes. And what all this layers of being are covering up, because they're kind of like sheaths, like little filters, is that they're covering up the light of your soul. And so the closer we get through these layers, the closer we get to the truth of who you really are. And that's why it's so healing. That's why this practice is so helpful, is because we get to come to these states that we get to re-identify with the truth of who we are. All right, go ahead and get set up then. I'll give you the next minute or two to lay down. Continue to take your time getting settled. But when you get settled, the first thing that I'd like you to do is to see if there's anything else you need to be comfortable here on your back. We'll be here for a bit, about 45 to 50 minutes. Maybe you want that blanket nearby all of a sudden. Maybe you want a different pillow. Anything we can do to set ourselves up for success will be helpful. If you haven't done so already, allow your eyes to close. Now, we were talking a moment ago about the food body, the external body, the layer of being, the first kosha. And what's associated with that is sensory information: sound, sight, touch, taste, smell, the ways that we gather information from the physical world around us. And now, because we're so attuned to being aware of our senses, they're the first things that might be distracting to us. So just know that if you hear any noise, a dog barking outside, a door slamming, anything on my end, though I'll try to keep it down, know that that is just noise. You don't have to have an emotional response to it. You don't have to be irritated by it. You don't have to wish it wasn't there. You allow it to rise in your consciousness. Oh, there's a sound. And then you let it go just as quickly. Each and every time you're distracted by sound. Now, during this practice, it is our intention to stay awake, but you may fall asleep, and that's okay. Because we're not dealing with the conscious mind, that middle kosha, that middle state of being, it doesn't necessarily have to be here for the entire thing. And in fact, there might be times during the practice where you're not even sure if you're awake or if you're sleeping. So don't focus on that too much. But when you are aware that you're drifting, just try to bring yourself back a little bit, but stay in the practice. So please repeat in your mind, I am going to practice Yoga Nidra. I will stay awake. I am going to practice Yoga Nidra. I will stay awake. Again, it's okay if you fall asleep, but the intention is set to remain wakeful as much as possible. To feel the points of contact your body makes with the floor, the heels, the backs of your legs, your hips, your back and shoulders, the backs of your arms, and the backs of your hands, the backs of your head. Right beneath these points, you make contact with the floor, with your mat, with your palate. Contemplate the miles and miles of support beneath you. There's the floor of the building that you're in. There's the foundation of that building. There's the layer of rock or ground that the house or building you're in sits on. There's 25 miles of Earth's crust beneath you. There's the mantle layer, all the way down to that spinning core. All of this rising up to hold you here and support you in this moment. It's as if the earth is lifting you up on a steady, stable pedestal. And knowing that you are 100% supported in your body in this moment, release all effort. You might even feel like a full body sigh as you kind of melt into the earth's embrace, allowing it to hold you instead of you holding yourself against it. Allow the earth, the ground to hold you. And if there's any part of your body that is not wanting to relax, it's completely fine. We'll work with that in time. But relax what you can, soften what you can. And continuing to relax the body, in just a moment, we'll begin to circulate your awareness throughout your body. I'll be naming certain regions or points on your body. There's nothing you have to do here except to bring your awareness gently to each point. If you lose track of where we're at, simply pick up wherever we are at the moment that your mind comes back. Again, there's nothing you have to do physically here. So please bring your awareness to the sole of your left foot. All 5 toes on your left foot. The top of your left foot. Your left ankle. Your left shin. Your left calf. Your left kneecap. The back of the left knee. The top of your left thigh. The back of your left thigh. Your left glute. Left hip joint. The left side of your pelvis. The left side of your front abdomen. Your left side waist. The left side of your lower back. The left side of your rib cage, or the left rib cage, all the way around. The left side of your chest. Your left shoulder blade. Bring your awareness to the palm of your left hand. The left forefingers and thumb. The back of the left hand. Your left wrist. your lower left arm, your left elbow, left upper arm, your left shoulder, the left side of your neck and throat, your left jaw, the left side of your jaw, left cheekbone, your left nostril, your left eye, the space behind your left eye, your left ear canal, the left ear itself, your left temple, left eyebrow, the entire left side of your head, the entire left side of your head, the entire left side of your body, the entire left side of your body. Please bring your awareness to your right eyebrow, right temple, your right ear, your right ear canal, the space behind your right eye, the right eye itself, your right nostril, your right cheekbone, your right jaw, the right side of your neck and throat, your right shoulder, right upper arm, right elbow, your right forearm, right wrist, back of the right hand, right forefingers and thumb, palm of the right hand, your right shoulder blade, the right side of your chest, the right side of your rib cage, all the way around, right lower back, right side waist, right front abdomen, the right side of your pelvis, your right hip joint, back of the right thigh, the top of the right thigh, your right glute, back of the right knee, your right kneecap, the right calf, your right shin, right ankle, top of the right foot, all 5 toes on the right foot, sole of the right foot, the entire right side of your body, the entire right side of your body, both feet, both legs, torso, upper body, both hands, both arms, your entire head, your entire body, your entire body, your entire body, And be aware of the space occupied by your body. And notice how that space changes as you breathe, sensing it expand as you inhale, sensing it contract as you exhale. And become aware of the movement of that space around your belly. Inhale, the navel rises. Exhale, the navel relaxes. See if you can soften any movement in your chest or ribs as you breathe. See if you can ground the movement of the breath into the abdomen, that soft, soft belly. Inhale, the navel rises. Exhale, it relaxes back. And notice if there's any restriction to the breath in your abdomen, any unconscious holding of tension in the abdomen, in the pelvis. We hold a lot of tension in this region of our bodies to hold us up, to keep us steady. But we're already supported here. We don't have to hold on right now. So see if that tension can just melt away with each breath. It's as if with each exhalation, another layer peels back, melts into the support of this big earth beneath us. Inhale, belly rises. Exhale, it relaxes. Inhale, the belly rises. Exhale, it relaxes. Seeing this breath in your belly, I'm wondering if you can relax the breath even more without trying to effort with it too much. See if you can slow down the pace of the inhale and slow down the pace of the exhale. Really take your time as the navel rises. And really take your time as the navel relaxes. Slow breath in, slow breath out. There's almost a whisper to the breath, a quietness to it. It's as if you're breathing and trying not to disturb the surface of water. And then relax your effort even around that. And feel the points of contact your body makes with the floor. And feel your body heavy, as if gravity has been increased, being pulled toward the core of the earth. Feel your body heavy. And then feel your body light, as if gravity has been reversed. Almost lifting up off the floor. Feel your body light. And then feel your body heavy again, as if you were made of lead. You couldn't move if you tried. Feel your body heavy. And then feel yourself light again. The body is light, filled with helium. You could float away. Feel your body light. And then feel your body normalize and its weight. And feel your body cold, really cold, as if you were standing outside in a snowstorm with wind, no coat on, uncomfortably cold. Feel your body cold. And then feel your body hot. So you were standing in a humid, hot jungle, sweat dripping from your forehead, uncomfortably hot. Feel yourself hot. And then feel yourself cold again. As if you were standing in a commercial deep freezer, almost shivering. Feel your body cold. And feel your body hot again. As if you're standing in a desert, full sun, no shade, uncomfortably hot. Feel your body hot. Then feel the temperature of your body come to a comfortable state. And then bring to mind a time when you felt sad. A time when you felt sad. We're not spending time being with why you felt sad, but what did sadness feel like? Bring that as clearly to your mind as you can in this moment. Sadness. And then bring to mind a time when you felt really excited. So excited. The thrill. What did that feel like? Again, not so much what caused you to feel that way or why you're feeling that way, but the feeling of excitement. What does that feel like? Bring that to mind now. And then bring to mind a time when you felt just really irritated. So irritated. Not why you felt irritated, but the feeling of irritation. You just rubbed raw. What did that feel like? Bring that to mind. Irritation. And then bring to mind a time when you felt content. Not a worry in the world. Everything is as it should be. Time you felt content. Bring that as clearly as you can to your mind now. Contentment. And then bring your awareness to the aspect of yourself that was able to witness these dualities from a place of calm, objective awareness. No matter how heavy or light the body was, hot or cold, or what seemingly polarizing emotion you might have been present with, the part of you, the aspect of you that was steady and watchful, maybe curious, but also calm in all of that. In other words, become aware of the witnessing self, your own objective observer. And staying with that aspect of witness, picture a screen about 6 inches in front of your forehead, like a movie theater. And first see the screen blank and hold your awareness on that screen. And as you hold your awareness on it, you'll begin to see shapes form. Some may be familiar, some may not. The forms that show up might feel finite, They might feel more abstract. Whatever comes to the screen of consciousness, allow it to be there and simply observe. If you find yourself judging what you see or trying to change it, sit back and just watch whatever is there. Curious, just witnessing. Again, if you find yourself getting involved with anything you see, just step back from it and just watch it. And then allow the screen to go blank again. And in a moment, I'll start to name off random images. And I want you to bring these images to the screen in as much detail as you can in the very short amount of time I give you to do so. Don't try, just see what it is. Please bring to the screen of the mind a red rose, waves on the ocean, a crowded center, a chapel, a barn and a field, snow-capped mountains, a hawk in flight, a newborn child, a thunderstorm, the full moon, a puppy playing in a yard, a train station, waves on the ocean, a graveyard at night, a calm lake, a sprawling mountain range, a sunny window, an old woman, the sunrise, a crowded airport, a cave, a red rose, darkness, light, an open field, a thick forest, a calm river. Allow the screen to fade. And become aware of your body standing in the middle of a forest. Look around you and see this forest. What does it look like? What does it feel like? What's the light like? You find yourself at the beginning of something. You've arrived with a mission, and deep within you, you feel this urge to begin. And so naturally, you turn and you pick a direction. You know it's the right one, and you start walking through the forest, around trees and plants. You might feel or sense animals. The light might change, and you know you're heading in the right direction. You start to feel the ground descend, a gentle slope. You find yourself at a rock wall, forest butting right up against the mountain. And there's a cave, but it's covered by ivy and bramble. What you're looking for is within here. You find at your side on a belt a machete. You pick it up. You start hacking away at the bramble, the vines, the ivy, moving it aside, hacking your way through. You start to build a sweat. You're working hard. Eventually, you clear away the vines. You clear away all of the obstruction, the obstacle. You see the open cave, and you set down the machete, knowing you won't need it anymore. And you enter the darkness of the cave, just as sure of your mission as you were when you started. And then you begin to see a light in the cave. You come into a cavern with a fire in the center with 5 cushions or seats around the fire. And you take the seat nearest the door. And you sit down with your back to the door, staring expectingly toward the fire. After a time, you feel a presence approach you from behind. They round your left side and they sit in the cushion directly next to your left. As you look up from the fire into their face, you see it as the part of you that manages your life, keeps schedules, organizes things, tasks being done and oriented. What does that part of you look like? And just understand how hard, how hard this part, this manager is working for you to keep your life together. And have gratitude for that. Thank it for its work, its vigilance in keeping you together and keeping you going. Honor it with a seat at this fire. And you look back toward the fire and you feel another presence enter. And they sit the spot next to the manager. So 2 seats to the left. As they sit down, you look up toward them and you see the aspect of yourself that is your helper, the part of you that strives to be of service, to be charitable, to aid yourself and others. What does this part do for you, this helper? How does this part show up in your life? And as you understand the work, the tiring work it does for you, have gratitude for it and honor it here with a seat at this fire. Another presence enters and moves to the next seat to the left of the helper. So 2 spots to the right of you. As it sits down and you look into its face, you see this as the part of you that is rebellious, that questions authority and moves against the status quo. This part might not always be welcome, especially by the other two that have already sat down, the manager and the helper. Welcome this part. Let it know it's safe here. And just acknowledge how it works for you, how hard it helps you to maybe question authority, to not be taken advantage of by authority, to think outside of the box. Have gratitude for this part and everything it does for you, and honor it with a seat at this fire. For the last seat, you feel a presence enter, and it's just a bit smaller than the rest. And it takes a seat right at your right side on the cushion. And you look toward it, and it's your child, the part of you that is your child part. Maybe it's naturally playful, inquisitive, curious. It also might not always be welcomed by some of the other aspects of your mind or system, but let it know that it's safe here and you welcome it. And think about how this aspect of you works to your benefit, making sure everything isn't always so serious, to be playful, to be whimsical and creative, more trusting and loving often. And have gratitude for this child, for everything that it does for you, everything it brings for you. And honor it with a seat here at this fire. And look around to the aspects that we brought with us, manager, the helper, the rebel, the child, and how they are all welcome here. And then there's you, seated at the head of this fire, the part of the embodiment of that which can hold compassion and acceptance for every aspect of you, that loves you no matter what, that honors you no matter what. Feel that love, feel that acceptance. And as you feel that seated here in the cave of your mind, you remember you're also laying down, practicing yoga nidra in your space, somehow in both spaces at the same time. Keep yourself seated at the fire, but move your consciousness into your physical body and feel it resting here on the ground. The breath gently pulsing, the heart gently pulsing. And with your eyes closed, picture your space around you in as much detail as you can. And even though you're reorienting to the space around you, you still sense that deep love and acceptance for all of you. Keeping that with you. When you're ready, take a deeper, fuller breath. And in your own time, gently bring yourself back to the space around you. The practice of Yoga Nidra is now complete. Namaste.